What is up, and welcome back. A very happy Friday to you. Very happy for Karen today, just because it is Friday. So, super nice day. What do we got? 64 in the shade, shall we say. Breezy, feels really good. And if you did not follow along with me yesterday, we got a bunch of teal bodies, 19 of them. Actually, it's only 18 because I forgot to trim up the one, so when the bandsaw gets fired up, I'm going to finish out number 19. But I thought it was a good time to try to evolve, try to improve, get better what I was doing. And over the years, you know, whatever I cut out, I would just, well, let me back up a second. So when I cut out, generally and typically when I cut out heads, the wood is wider. I should have grabbed one. Anyway, the wood is wider than the actual thickness of the head. So each time, this is not a good example because it's not the same pattern, but each time when I run through and do all my bandsaw cuts, I always cut basically to thin this head up. I get a pattern out of every head. So over the years of doing that, this one says 2018. There was one of them here that says 2004. So I just keep tracing, retracing them. And I think they've gotten maybe, well, if they haven't gotten, I'm concerned that they are going to get big or bigger. And again, because each time, you can see this one's been traced quite a bit. So each time I trace, you know, the thickness of the pencil, the point, whatever, if it's a Sharpie that I'm using. And then when I cut them out on the bandsaw, maybe depends on how true I am being to the lines. So that was one of my concerns. And the second thing is I'm trying to, again, get better, improve, evolve. And I really want to speed up the process of me carving. So I'm kind of making instead of this hard line, the bill to the head, we're going that route just to try to speed my things up a little bit. I do not, and I know I keep saying but I do. I keep saying sorry. I just said it again, didn't I? All right, try to be serious here, Jeffrey. I said it again. All right. I do have to now concentrate too much. I've been the kind of type of carver over the years, especially just like with my bodies. I don't use a side profile. All I do is use a top view, and for my heads, all I use is the side view. I don't do anything about the top view. So, just trying to a little improvement there. Maybe hopefully that'll help speed that up. Fred West was here yesterday afternoon after I cut the bodies out, and we sat and talked for a little while, and I told him I was thinking about redesigning the green-winged teal heads. I keep saying give me a second. All right. I'm not going to say I wasted time, but I know I put probably way too much time, or more time than needed. Not way too much, more time than needed. Late this morning, midday here, and what is it? It's 2:45, and I haven't yet to cut anything out yet. But I really feel good about these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A couple of them, 2 of them are just like variations of each other. There. No, that's not it either. Yeah, I guess that is it. I know I've lost one. Because that's not the same. There's a variation of this one. I don't know where it went. Well, anyway, the patterns. How did I do this? Let me rewind, because when I drove this morning, because I went to the copy center and blew up. I said again, didn't I? I blew up a pattern, a paper pattern. It happened to be a Pat Godden pattern. Patterns right from the get-go. Not that I was an expert carver, and not that I didn't have trouble painting, but finding a good pattern was or not finding a good pattern, but a pattern that worked for me, shall I say, which is a good pattern, but a pattern that worked for me. That was my biggest challenge in the beginning of decoy carving. So, some beeping going on there. I guess that's the other camera. Back to the topic of decoy patterns. Tom Matus, over the years, he's produced a lot of great patterns. He's got a couple books out. Pat Godden is another series of books. The only thing is, these days, they're not in print anymore. So I think you can still go to goddenart.com and get them online. Tom's books are still available. Tom Matus, TM Decoys, check him out. And there's plenty of other books too. There's a good Bill Veazey book that I've turned Fred West onto, where basically it takes a carver who's in a certain style of carving. Some of them are kind of on the decorative side. Other ones are straight up, upper Chesapeake Bay Havre de Grace working style bird. But basically it kind of goes through the steps of how they would carve the bird and then how they painted the bird, and he put a pattern in there too. So I think over the years, really between Tom, the Pat Godden books, and the Bill Veazey book, William Veazey, that's how I've accrued my patterns. So yeah, I wanted to go back up and blow up. The teal head was a Godden pattern, and I've always kind of tried to make things make them larger than life. So I go 15%. No, I was going to say 14%. I blew them up 15%. So I really was looking for, and I already put them away, but basically this nice transition is what I was looking to do. I drew this out on my paper, kind of overlaid the I don't know if I can do it really, but basically overlaid on paper. After I traced this, overlaid just more or less the good bill, or the way I want to try to do the bills, and put them on top and traced it and made it match up. So I'm rambling, but I cleaned my heads up. This was all on very thick paper that I went and took packing tape and put, so these guys, both sides before I cut the pattern out. So these guys are very durable. This should be very durable. And whether I'm using a pencil or a Sharpie, when I put them on the cedar, they'll hold up. So I think there was something in there that I wanted to share. Well, number one, choose a good pattern. A pattern that works for you. Number two, especially for a gun and bird, I like them to be larger. So I would tell you, if somebody's like Pat Godden's are life-size patterns, I'd go at least 10%, if not 15%. The one thing you need to worry about, or I won't say worry about, but be concerned about, is the ratio of the body. So with the teal, the cork, like I told you, I'm already cutting the bodies from yesterday. I'm already slicing them off, especially when I put the bottom board on. But you want to make sure on your larger ducks, like your widgeon or your mallard black duck, that when you do blow them up, that you can get too wide for the height of your cork. And if you're using a bottom board, that buys you a little bit more height too. So if this was 4-inch cork and I put the bottom board on them, that's going to allow me to blow this up a little bit larger, because I'm not going to get my relationship whacked for making it too wide or too tall. And it's the same kind of thing too. If you use too tall a material, you really do want to blow that pattern up. So I think it's all that I was really wanting to say. So the new video is up this morning. I appreciate the comments. I see people are following along, so thank you very much. And I think that I'm going to get out a piece of cedar. I need at least 19. There's at least 19 bodies there. The old bodies, I think I am going to use the old head patterns, since I already have them cut out. Try to not have any waste there. But yeah, let's. I got some cedar that is planed, so come on, let's cut out some heads. Well, no, come on, let's draw out some heads, and then we'll cut them out. That's kind of weird. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know, because I haven't been inside yet to see what the footage looks like. But the other cameras tell me I got an SD card error, so I don't know how much I got. I hope it got it. I was doing a little closing, and I got a beep and an error. So, I don't know if it didn't turn. If the camera over there is not working, I was just busy cutting these guys out. Hopefully you saw it. I'm going to go through and work on these, keep these going on. But again, that's basically all I'm doing. It's very repetitive. It is very repetitive. So I'm going to sit this down there. Maybe get to add to my production value, hopefully, instead of me doing it handshaky. Oh, I do appreciate you following along. Thank you very much. There'll be more to come on these green wing teal. Hope the new patterns work out well. I think they will, but I'm always a little bit of an unknown there. Kind of the same thing last year with the Mallard and Black Duck before we went to PEI. I started cutting everything out, and there was a new pattern. I was like, man, I got a little bit nervous actually because I hadn't really tested it out. So I just cut out 22 head, or drew out 22 heads, so they're going to get cut. So I hope the pattern's halfway good. It should be. I don't know why I'm worrying, but anyway, I appreciate you following along. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, please write down here or here. Please subscribe. Thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Thumbs down if you do not. It's okay. I guess I'm not everybody's cup of tea. No, that doesn't sound good. Anyway, some people just care not to. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on to something else. Truthfully, we do appreciate you following along. Thank you very much. Karen does too. Hey, again, the decals are up on the store. New hats and new sweatshirts will be there soon, but the link is going to be the first link right down here. pitbosswaterfowl.com/shop SHOP. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And that's all I got. A very happy Friday to you. Yeah, happy Friday. Thinking of you, we are.